welcome back for another video. Every season it's crucial to pick up a few bargain players to allow you to maximise your money on the important players. So in this one we've shortlisted 16 super cheap players to consider to free up funds for your team. We're going for 150,000 subscribers by GW1 as well, so if you want to support the channel, hit subscribe to help us get there. Our mini league code's in the description as well, so don't forget to join. So let's start with the 4 mil defenders. It's not every season that we get a 4 mil defender expected to play. We've actually got a few to go through here. So let's run through each one along with their pros and cons. So first up's Bulldog from Sheffield United. Extraordinarily, he didn't miss a single minute of football back in the 1920 season when Sheffield were in the Prem a few years back. That won't be the case next season, but last season he played in 36 games and a right wing back as well, 1 goal and 3 assists. Sheffield United have some reasonable opening games as well. Crystal Palace at home in Game Week 1, Forest away in Game Week 2 and Everton at home in Game Week 4. He is a rotation risk though, Bogle could share some minutes with him. Next is Bell from Luton, perhaps the most promising, but perhaps the least likeliest to keep a clean sheet. Started in 43 of 46 games last season and he comes in at 4 mil. He's currently participating in the Gold Cup though, so there is a chance that he won't be ready for Game Week 1, something to keep in mind. We'll keep tabs on him here and in the rest of the pre-season friendly videos, so you'll know if he's still an option near a Game Week 1, so make sure you subscribe for that. The last one is Bayer from Burnley. So we've got one from each of the promoted sides, interestingly. Egdal from Burnley also could emerge as one, but Bayer looks the more promising. He started almost all games when available last season. Burnley's opening fixtures are poor. If you desperately need to play him, then Luton in Game Week 2 and Forest in Game Week 5 are the only real weeks to consider starting him. But these 4 mil defenders you ideally don't want to play at all. They're for your bench in case someone doesn't play and you start on 11, in which case they sub on. Botman and Burn up next. Nothing separated these two last season, though Botman is the more popular one. Both scored 129 points. An amazing price at 4.5 mil when you also consider that last season Newcastle was second best in the league after Man City for expected goals conceded. 33 goals conceded, which was the same as Man City, 14 clean sheets. There's some nice rotation options with these guys as well, such as Everton. So looking at Everton then, Tarkowski for 4.5 mil is another great option and the fixtures rotate really well with Newcastle. Dyche with a full pre-season should be able to get more out of Everton, and Tarkowski is the one that the set pieces are aimed at. Estepinian for 5 mil, the most expensive in this video, but he looks a bargain for 5 mil. 1 goal and 7 assists last season, 10 clean sheets, 3 strong opening fixtures. He's arguably a player you start regardless of fixture, after the infamous Arsenal match last season where he ended with 1 goal, 1 assist and maximum bonus despite Brighton conceding a few. He's certainly no secret unlike some other picks in this video though, hovering at around 50% ownership currently. Mings had the most points per match last season of all the 4.5 mil defenders in the game. Game Week 1 certainly a fixture you don't want to start him in away to Newcastle, but in his opening 5 he has Everton and Palace at home and Burnley away. Aston Villa and Everton's fixtures rotate very well for a possible Mings and Tarkowski double up. Last season we were spoiled for choice with Andreas getting the move to Fulham after being priced at 4.5 mil at Man United initially. This season there's no clear standouts at 4.5 mil midfield, but there are 2 to highlight here and both returning from loans last season. Vlasic from West Ham had a very successful loan at Torino, playing 34 times for them, 5 goals and 6 assists. Whether he breaks into West Ham's 11 or not is another debate, but as it stands even cameo points might be the best on the table and not to be sniffed at. Ndombele is the other 4.5 mil mid, another Serie A loan. He played for Napoli 30 times, though nearly always off the bench, as Napoli went on to win the league as well. Hopefully impress his new manager Postecoglou. For now, if you've got a 4.5 mil slot to fill, chuck him or Vlasic in. So let's talk about goalkeepers, and for the 4 mil goalkeeper slot it's got to be Areola, who we talked a bit about in the team selection video. Fabianski is 38 now, so there's a debate as to whether he's still first choice or if he could become West Ham's cup keeper, which would pave the way for Areola as a 4 mil starting goalkeeper. We'll track this one throughout the pre-season. If Areola doesn't claim the number 1 spot, then a sensible route to take instead would be a 4.5 mil goalkeeper as your first choice and then pick their backup in the 4 mil slot, for example Pickford and Virginia. Gabriel comes in at surprising 5 mil despite topping the league among defenders for expected goals last season. Massive aerial threat, great opening fixtures, and if you catch him in the right game week he's got a goal, clean sheet and maximum bonus kind of hauling him as we have seen in the past. Arteta clearly favours having a left-footed centre-back on the left side, which means Gabriel and Kivior are the 2 options, and Gabriel would therefore be a clear first choice. Save yourself the 0.5 mil over White. There's every chance that Gabriel scores high this season even. On top of that, Arsenal's new signing Timber is potential competition for White. We had White in the players to avoid video actually, which will be on screen at the end if you haven't seen it. Between that and this video, you should have a really good starting point for your team. And if you need some inspiration, then I also shared my latest team as well. So let's finish up by discussing the forwards. It's incredibly rare that we get a 4.5 mil playing forward, and it looks like this is going to be the case again. However, some Aston Villa fans feel that Archer has proven himself to be Premier League quality, albeit he'll be back up to Watkins at best, so just cameo points. If you end up with a 4.5 mil forward, the reality is they will sit second or third on your bench anyway. The other 4.5 mil forward to monitor is Balogun. Clearly way back in the pecking order at Arsenal, however the American returns from Malone in Ligue 1, where he scored 21 times and he's only 22 years old. So there is some potential for a loan here, and if it's a Premier League team, it could be a fantastic pick, one for the watch list. If he doesn't get a move away from Arsenal, then avoid him. Arsenal spots look valuable, so don't waste one like that. So what about budget forwards that are expected to play? There's none at the 4.5 mil bracket, but for 5 mil, Adebayo at Luton played 42 times last season in the Championship, only missed 4 games. That said, he only scored 7 times. He and Morris expected to start together most games, and Morris at 5.5 mil their main goal scorer. The last player is one really flying under the radar, Kalajic from Wolves, who's also 5 mil. He's 6'7", 25 years old, and he did miss the entirety of last season with a ligament injury after Wolves signed him for 15 mil. So we never got to see him in action last season. Before Wolves signed him, he had 22 goals, 11 assists in 51 Bundesliga games. He's back from injury now, and his competition's Jimenez and Fabio Silva, so he could easily emerge as first choice for Wolves, and he's straight in my team if that does become the case in pre-season. I hope this video was very useful, and if it was, please drop it a like and make sure you're subscribing. We're going for 150k by GW1. Thanks for watching and see you soon for the next one.